Jasleni Brito here, and I'm here with Crystal Cook. And Crystal, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you, Jasleni. How are you?
I'm good. I'm so excited to talk to you. We've been working together for a while, and I can't believe all the amazing things that we've been able to put together. My goodness.
I know.
So when Crystal first came to me, she wanted to develop a logo, branding, website, and eventually work on a book. And Crystal, why don't you tell us a little bit about how this process has been for you?
It's been a fun process. I've learned so much. And like Jasleni said, I didn't know anything about anything. I knew I was writing these children's stories and that I wanted to make a change and thought, well, I think I need to have a website so that people even know who I am. And found Jasleni through word of mouth. And it wasn't just like, okay, I'm going to make a website for you. It was do this personality test and interview your friends and find out how they describe you. I'm like, what the heck does this have to do with anything? Like, just give me a website, but it's all part, of this branding. Like, who are you? Like, she wanted to know who I was before she even accepted me as a client, because I didn't even know that was going to be an option. I wouldn't even get accepted. It was, what is your vision? What is your why? And when I told her, oh, that's easy. My vision is to raise the vibration of the planet one person at a time, she was really interested in what I had to say.
Yeah, that really hit me. And I want to go back and say that it's not that you don't know anything about anything. There's so many things that you're amazing at. But yeah, there is this sort of misconception that branding is a logo. You have a logo and boom, you have a brand. And sure, a logo is a part of it, but there's so much more to it. And so when I think of branding, I really think about who are you and how do you see yourself and how does the world perceive you, and sort of that sweet spot where those two come together. And so when working with a new client, I do have a screening process to sort of discern, is this a person who I can help make a big impact with? And if not, for whatever reason, then I always like to sort of step out of the way and maybe refer them to somebody who I do think would be a better fit. But in your case, when you told me that your why, the reason you get up in the morning and do what you do, is to raise the vibration of the planet one person at a time, that was something that I felt really special and something that I wanted to be a part of. So I'm honored to be here today. Your logo, which is what you were really looking for, that's done.
Yeah.
And your website is up, operationtransformationbooks.com. Crystal, why don't you tell us a little bit about your entrepreneurial journey, right? You're working on a children's book right now, but there's all this stuff that led to Here and Now.
Okay, so yeah, there's a lot of stuff that led to Here and Now. And a lot of that journey a big part was Jasleni. It was, I want to sell my children's books. I want to sell these stories. And it was an education process. And well, what else can you provide? And, and just exploring what that would look like, what that would be. And then realizing that I'm ready to work for myself again and go back to the States, be closer to family, and really figuring out, like, what offerings can I provide? And that's where it was really helpful to have a coach like Jasleni, who, you're more than the web developer and the brand designer and the graphic guru. You're a coach as well, and saying, look at these skills that you have. Like, oh, well, I can do that. Well, yeah, like write a blog about blah, blah, blah. It's like, oh, and then as she's saying, like, people would like to know this information. Like, oh, well, gosh, I kind of do know a lot of stuff. And so just really having someone to talk to about, okay, so if you want to be an entrepreneur and you have the stories, but what else do you have? And let's explore that. So the online therapy, of course, which after COVID became a big thing. Telehealth services is a big thing now. And it wasn't back when I first did private practice. People came into your office, and having telehealth services provides the therapist with a lot of freedom, as well as the client. The client can be anywhere and provide, attend their session. and do workshops for people, do trainings, go into businesses if they need team building, do retreats. And there's so many things uh, that are right in my wheelhouse, life coaching, that I'm able to do and just be the master of my journey and my schedule, and then do my writing and see where that progresses to.
Yeah, I have to say, of course, that when people come to me looking for a website, looking for these visual things, yes, you're gonna get that. No problem. But it's the transformation, the uncovering, the playing with all these possibilities that I really enjoy. And so being on this end, watching your evolution from I have an idea for a business I want to start to now your website is up and running. We are working on your book, which is going to be released really soon in July. So taking inventory of all these amazing skills that you have and figuring out how can you use them to help raise the vibration. It's been really beautiful to watch you sort of figure that out. So what are your plans? You're in Germany now and you're moving back to the States.
Yeah, so I will be moving in a month, the mid part of June, moving back to the States, and we'll be writing and hopefully mailing out a lot of books and doing telehealth services. And
yeah. So for anybody who is certainly anybody interested in your children's books, they can find you at operationtransformationbooks.com. So this book is part of a series. Tell us a little bit about the book, about the series, and what you have going on there.
Okay, so the main characters are my animals, my 2 dogs and my cat. And there's another character that's a butterfly. And so the first book is Hope is a Caterpillar If You Don't Squish the Butterfly. And the books have, it's almost like an onion where there's a lot of there's levels of meaning and lessons, but all experienced by the animals. And there's a little girl that's part of the story, but the main characters are the animals. And the first book is really about change and unconditional love and non-judgment and second chances. And it's just a fun little story with some humor. And the second book is called Braveheart Gracie and the Vacuum Monster. And that book is a lot about how to help even anybody overcome fear. We've got the fear that's real. You don't want to cross the street when there's traffic coming because you're going to get hit by a car. So that might be kind of scary. And there's irrational fear, which is, if I get up in front of my class and do a presentation, that's really scary, but you're not going to die from it. So it's really teaching people ways to manage that fear that is more nervousness and not life-threatening. And then the third book that's already written is Hope with the Line Market, Listen the Rain. And it's about dealing with things in life that maybe aren't so easy to deal with.
What I love about you, Crystal, is that core why, that core purpose of wanting to raise the vibration, you're doing it through these stories, through the books, through the wellness and mental health services, through your blogs and even your travel blogs where you're talking about your adventures and it feels really, really beautiful and really sincere that this is your mission and you have all these different ways that you are exploring this and offering this regardless of your age group. Right. So not just a children's book for the kids, but even some of the other stuff on your website for the adults.
Excuse me. Absolutely. And even traveling, you think, well, traveling is just fun. But what traveling does for people is it exposes you to a different way of life, a different culture, different people. And doing that, I feel like as our planet becomes smaller in the sense of with the internet, it's become a smaller world because there's so much more communication. And as we can cross the bridge, so to speak, to others that are different from us, that maybe we don't understand, that maybe there's a irrational fear of, that we just become more loving and more empathic and compassionate towards each other. Yeah. And that's what the world needs, I think, is just for, to shine the light on the goodness and less light on the badness.
So I'm going to put you on the spot a little bit and ask
Oh,
you,
oh, okay.
do you have any advice of one thing you can do to help raise the vibration? One
Oh
person at
gosh.
a time.
One thing that you can do, one little thing that anybody can do is just do one nice thing for someone every day. And it could just be smiling at someone. Or when someone checks you out at the supermarket, hi, how are you? Or saying someone thank you, or opening the door for someone, or just noticing someone. I mean,
Mhm.
that'd be easy to do.
And that doesn't cost any money. It barely costs any time even.
Right,
Yeah. And yeah, I love that. One little act of kindness can go a long way.
right.
So, Crystal, for anybody else looking to embark on this entrepreneurial journey, do you have any advice for them? Now that you've gone through the branding and your website, you've put all this work into your book, all these exciting things happening. I imagine it was probably more challenging than you anticipated.
Well, this is what I do in life. I don't really anticipate much. I just dive off. And as I'm diving, I think I've told just to you before, Jasleni, as I'm diving, I think, oh, I should have checked the depth of the water first. I don't really anticipate this is going to be easy or hard. I just go for it. And as I go for it, I learn like, oh, okay.
I love
But
that.
right. And so I think that one incredibly valuable lesson I learned is having a good team, because and investing in a good team. And the good team for me is finding someone who's passionate about what they do and is passionate about your why, your mission, your vision. Because when both of those come together, there's just a synergistic magic that happens.
Mhm.
And I have, yeah, I wrote these sweet stories, yeah, but I couldn't have done it without you, Jasleni, and this beautiful website you created and guiding me and giving me information about, oh, we might want to check out the trademark for that. Like, oh, back up, brakes. Thank goodness, because then another shift. And then you do the graphics and the design, and something that I don't know much about fonts. I use Times New Roman for almost everything, and an illustrator that is a fabulous artist, and having you also give me the language to speak to, because you're an artist as well, to speak to the artist, like, okay, Crystal, this is what you're wanting, this is what's happening, so this is the language that you use. And that was helpful. And the content editor that I have, who's actually my logical, rational mind, right-hand person, right, Paige,
Mhm.
to guide me and helped me. So and then Daniela, the copy editor at the very end, that I thought, oh, this is a final piece of work. She may add a comma or two. Oh no. It was a lot of things that again needed to be polished and changed. So a team is a game changer.
Mhm.
And I am so grateful that I invested the money to pay for a team that is just high quality superstars, a team of superstars that really are my advisors every step of the way.
Yeah, and I would add to that when investing in your business and your team and yourself, really, to do it from a place of alignment. Does this feel
Mhm.
really good? Does this feel really true? Does this really resonate with who I'm becoming and what I feel my purpose is at this moment? And if you kind of make that your compass, it makes it easy whenever you're feeling doubtful to sort of check back in. Wait, is this in alignment with my why?
Mhm.
Right. And that can really redirect you. So as you were talking, that's one piece that I would add to that, to really be solid on your why, because it will guide you whenever you're feeling unsure.
Mhm. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Crystal, I am so excited for all the work that we're doing and all the ways that I'm seeing you expand and explore and play. And that feels brave. That feels really bold, to, have had a career for X amount of years and then all of a sudden say, you know what? I'm ready for a change. I'm ready to do something new. I'm taking all these skills from all these experiences that I've had and applying it to my business, which is essentially what you've done. And that's a bold move.
No,
So
thank you.
Yeah, yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see everything that's going to come. So for everyone who is interested in working with Crystal and learning more about her wellness services, you can find her at operationtransformationbooks.com. And that's also where you can sign up for their newsletter and learn more about her book, Hope is a Butterfly If You Don't Squish the Caterpillar.
Yes. I know, I get those confused sometimes. I know.
I always want to switch. Hope is a caterpillar.
Yeah.
So if you want to learn more about the book, it's coming out in July 2022. So really, really soon.
Oh, and I think too, if you are you have a vision and you want to coach and you want a brand developer and so much more, maybe they should know where to find you, Jaslenny.
Oh, everybody. No, that's so true. If you need that kind of support from branding to web design, and I would add it, and Crystal, you can speak to this, just kind of the figuring it out, right? So beyond the website, what are you doing with this website and why and how, and what are you trying to, what services you want to provide and how are you going to deliver it? So that's really at the heart of what I do, is helping people take their ideas and utilize their own magic and then making it happen. And I just get to sort of get the front row seats to watch you play with your magic and explore. And that's really, really beautiful. So Crystal, thank you so much. I cannot wait till your book is available. It's going to be really soon. All right, everybody. Well, you know where to find us, and see you soon.
Bye.
Bye.